Get ready for the action, because we are diving straight into the Mets player meter review. We're looking at how position players performed from May 4th to the 17th, and we start with a major roster shakeup, as Francisco Alvarez became the third Met this season to tear his meniscus, and will be out for quite a while. We'll break down the immediate impact of this injury, and who is stepping up to fill that crucial role right now. Back from a tough April. Find out the exact path the Mets need to take to salvage their season. And finally, the big hope for the team. We examine the ripple effects of Francisco Lindor's injury and the massive opportunity for the Mets. John Heyman reports that superstar shortstop Francisco Lindor may be back in about a month, and if he returns to his 2025 form, the Mets could make a massive leap in the NL East standings. Stay with us for the full breakdown. The New York Mets position players are undergoing a significant shift as the team navigates a challenging period, marked by injuries and inconsistent offensive output, though recent performances from rookies and established players are beginning to provide a much-needed boost. The team's performance during the initial phase of this evaluation period on the West Coast road trip was struggling, despite one standout 10-run victory at Coors Field. The offense has found a renewed rhythm, highlighted by strong performances at Citi Field against the Tigers and the Yankees. However, roster concerns remain, with numerous players injured and depth options seeing limited big league opportunities. Injuries have been a major factor. Francisco Alvarez became the third player this season to tear his meniscus and will be sidelined for an extended period, replaced by Hayden Senger, who has been hitless in his initial plate appearances but contributed an RBI. Luis Torrens, following a new contract extension, has returned to the starting catcher role and has shown improved hitting, posting a 95 WRC+ over the last 2 weeks. He has been effective at getting men on base, accumulating 6 RBIs, matching Juan Soto's total over the same stretch despite fewer at-bats. Bichette's performance has drawn scrutiny. With several regulars injured, including starting shortstop Francisco Lindor, the Mets desperately need Bichette's bat to elevate. However, his recent output, 5 singles in 52 plate appearances with a dismal 2 WRC+, has been disappointing, though he has shown an increased tendency to take walks, tying him with Juan Soto for the second most walks on the team. Rookie A.J. Ewing has emerged as a revelation, providing crucial offense. In his first 6 games, he posted a 1.088 OPS and leads the team in walks with 7, while also registering 5 hits, 5 runs scored, and 3 RBIs. Ewing has also displayed speed, recording 2 stolen bases in 3 attempts. The lineup has seen significant contributions from Carson Benj and Marcus Semien. Benj has been outstanding, leading the team in hits with 17, and tying for the lead in runs scored with 9, posting a 157 WRC+ over 50 plate appearances, including a walk-off hit and a fielder's choice. Marcus Semien is also contributing consistently, logging 12 hits and matching Benj's 9 runs scored, though his power production remains modest, with 8 of his hits being singles. He drove in 4 runs over the last 2 weeks. Brett Baty has quietly turned his season around, posting a 131 WRC+ over 44 plate appearances, accumulating 11 hits, 5 runs scored, and 5 RBIs, although he leads the team in strikeouts with 11 in the last 12 games. In contrast, MJ Melendez's production appears to be peaking and potentially overexposed, with a 51 WRC plus over 29 plate appearances despite only 3 hits. With Jard Young as the only other injured player, Melendez faces potential roster uncertainty upon his return. Juan Soto has returned to the outfield and has hit a hot streak at the plate, pushing his WRC plus to 116 over 2 weeks. He has shown power, going deep 3 times in the last 12 games and driving in 6 runs. Mark Vientos has been a key run producer, leading the team in RBIs with 10 over the last 12 games, despite a modest 81 WRC+. Tyrone Taylor delivered a significant moment with a game-tying 3-run home run against the Yankees, though his overall performance over the period was underwhelming. With uncertainty surrounding Luis Roberts' return and Juan Soto's need for regular at-bats, Taylor is expected to maintain playing time in the outfield. New York Mets shortstop Bo Bichette is grappling with early struggles following the commencement of his 3-year, $126 million contract for the 2026 season. Bichette admitted that he is still adjusting to his new environment, stating, "There are a lot of things I didn't anticipate." Ken Rosenthal noted that this adjustment involves navigating new teammates, an organization, staff, and fan base. Despite the team building momentum after securing 2 wins in the recent Subway Series against the New York Yankees, Bichette has not yet found his rhythm at the plate. His performance metrics show he is batting just .210 with a .531 OPS, placing him 5th worst in the league. Bichette described the period as challenging, saying, "I don't know if it's been the toughest stretch of my career, but it's up there." The pressure on Bichette is compounded by team injuries affecting key personnel, including star outfielder Juan Soto, shortstop Francisco Lindor, first baseman Jorge Polanco, center fielder Luis Robert Jr., and catcher Francisco Alvarez. Expressing a desire to contribute, Bichette added, "Being on a new team, I just want to help the team, first off. But I think naturally I want to impress people and show people what I can do. Not being able to do that is tough." He remains focused on improvement and aims to get back on track when the Mets begin a 4-game series against the Washington Nationals on Monday night. The New York Mets are reportedly seizing a significant opportunity to salvage their season following a turnaround in recent performance. The team has shown palpable improvement, highlighted by a dramatic victory against the Yankees on Sunday, which helped them secure a 5-1 home stand and mark their 10th win in 15 games during May. April proved challenging for the Mets, marked by a 12-game losing streak that fueled speculation regarding manager Carlos Mendoza's future. However, the club has played much better since David Stearns publicly backed the manager, complemented by the energy injected by young outfielder A.J. Ewing. After concluding April with a series loss to Washington, the Mets improved their record from 10-21 to 20-26. While the NL East remains challenging, with Atlanta holding a significant lead, New York still has a viable path to improve their standing in the NL's 3 wildcard spots. The team is currently 7 games behind the Cardinals in the 3rd wildcard position. Reaching a .500 record would effectively have this deficit, a possibility bolstered by the drastically improved momentum within the clubhouse. The team's current focus appears to be on securing consecutive series wins to narrow the gap. Despite losing 1 series this month, the Mets countered this by sweeping the Tigers at home. With an upcoming schedule featuring 13 games against Washington, Miami, and Cincinnati, teams hovering around .500, the opportunity is clear. If the Mets manage to win all 4 upcoming series, a 4-game series in Washington, a 3-game set in Miami, and a 6-game home series against the Reds and Marlins, they could achieve a 9-4 record over the next 2 weeks. This run would push their May record to an outstanding 19-9, leaving them at 29-30 entering June. The start of June presents further tests with West Coast trips to Seattle and San Diego before facing the Cardinals and Braves. Sustaining this positive trajectory over the next fortnight is critical, Even achieving an 8-5 record would position them strongly at 28-31. This performance trajectory contrasts sharply with their poor 2024 May performance, where they finished 22-33 and needed a miraculous run to reach the postseason. With the prospect of Francisco Lindor returning next month, the Mets have the potential to make this turnaround even more compelling if they can maintain their current hot streak. The New York Mets are navigating a challenging stretch in the season, currently sitting at 2026. Despite a brutal start, the team has shown flashes of resilience, securing 2 consecutive wins and 6 victories in their last 10 outings. Optimism is currently centered on the potential return of superstar shortstop Francisco Lindor, who is dealing with a calf injury. John Heyman of the New York Post reported that the Mets have hope that Lindor could be back in approximately 1 month, though no specific timeline has been set for the player or other key players like Polanco or Robert Jr. The divisional standings reflect a tight race. The Mets trail the first-place Atlanta Braves by 7 games. The Philadelphia Phillies hold second place with a 24-23 record, sitting just 1 game ahead of the .500 mark. The Mets currently occupy last place in the National League East. Following the departure of former manager Rob Thomson, the Phillies have made significant improvements. With the Mets holding the second-highest tax payroll in baseball, the organization possesses the talent necessary for a turnaround. The potential return of Lindor is viewed as a crucial catalyst for New York. For the Phillies, the managerial change served as a catalyst, and a similar impact could be expected for the Mets. Lindor's pre-injury performance was impressive, including a .226314355 batting average, a .669 OPS, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, and 11 walks over 24 games. In the 2025 season, Lindor demonstrated elite performance, hitting, with an .811 OPS, contributing 31 home runs, 86 RBIs, and 31 stolen bases in 160 games. If the Mets can secure Lindor's return within the next month and he performs at his peak, the team will gain a lineup game-changer. This development could propel the Mets up the National League East standings and potentially improve their chances of securing a playoff spot.